Hey, so Super Mario 3D All-Stars is going to be disappearing from retail and the Nintendo Eshop, strangely. But what does it mean for these three games going forward? I'm Falcon Zero. If this is the first time on the channel, welcome. It would mean a lot to me if you liked and subscribed. Throw that massive sword in the notification bell, and with that underway, let's talk about Super Mario 3D All-Stars and what this means with this game disappearing. So, starting with scenario 1, Nintendo could be bringing N64 games to the Nintendo Switch Online subscription service, which isn't too far outlandish out there. And if they were building a library of N64 games to bring over to this service, I could bet you Super Mario 64 is definitely going to be part of that first batch, because why wouldn't it be part of that first batch? And on Super Mario 3D All-Stars, they didn't do a huge amount of really anything to that game at all, and really what they could do is kind of just port that over. Yeah, it looks a little bit cleaner than it did on the N64, but really they didn't do much on Super Mario 3D All-Stars, especially Super Mario 64. So that could be one of the reasons why this is disappearing. Scenario 2 of what Nintendo could also be doing with this is that they could still be bringing over N64 games to Nintendo Switch, but maybe not the same way as the online service. They could be bringing over N64 games as a kind of virtual console that we could go and buy individually for a small price, maybe $5 or $6.99. But also, if they do this, maybe they also just expand it, and it's just not like we get N64 games. It might be GameCube games and Wii games that all of a sudden that we get over, and maybe they'll finally give the Super Mario Galaxy 2 and it'll get re-released on the Nintendo Eshop for a virtual console, and we can finally have that in the collection because it wasn't added in the 3D All-Stars collection for whatever reason. But that's beside the point. But that could be another scenario of what Nintendo is kind of thinking as like, well, now we're going to start selling these games individually just on the Nintendo Eshop. And I know that it was technically worth $20 if you break all the games up on there. But if they started selling all the Nintendo 64 games and GameCube and Wii games, they could probably sell these for different various amounts of money. But I would say probably around $5 to $6.99, at least for the N64 ones. Maybe they could charge a little higher for the GameCube and the Wii. But this could definitely be another possibility that Nintendo sees that would be a good fit for the N64, GameCube, and Wii, and why this game would also be disappearing as well. And one thing that you could also be thinking of, but wait, they're putting Skyward Sword, and that's going to be a game that's worth $60. But again, the Skyward Sword is a little bit different because it is an HD remake of the game. They're putting full Joy-Con support into that game. Also, you can play with the controller as well. So they're actually putting work into the game, and it's not like if they put like Super Mario Galaxy 2 on there and it just kind of ported over, or even just a better example, if they just put like Luigi's Mansion, for instance, on the GameCube and put that over and it was just a straight port. It's not as much work as what they're doing for Skyward Sword, which I actually think that's a full HD remake of the game, and who knows, they might actually add content into that game as well. And if they do add these games on like a kind of virtual console that we buy individually on the Nintendo Switch Online subscription service, we could actually see then Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance games get added, and those could actually be free, because I could see them going on a route like that, because you'd see the angry Nintendo fans going like, I don't want to pay for the N64 or GameCube games. But then if they gave us Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance games for free, I could see us being okay with that, and then be like, okay, we can go pick the N64 and GameCube games or the Wii games that we want, and we'll download and cherry pick those ones. And then you can give us an abundance of Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games, which I actually think that'd actually be pretty fair, in my opinion at least. And scenario 3 is that Nintendo just deletes this game off the eShop. They take this game out of the retail stores, and it's like Thanos snapped his fingers and this game is gone forever, or maybe it gets blipped back one day. But it's just totally gone. This is the most boring scenario, but this also could very well be what Nintendo has planned for this game as well. Which scenario do you think is more likely though? I would love to know in the comments below. Also, if you have a different scenario, I would love to know in the comments below as well. If you like this video, please smash that like button, as it really does help out. Subscribe if you're not already. Hit the notification bell to stay up to date with more videos like this. And as always, everyone of YouTube, show me your moves.